They told me humble beginners, my mission not to be known. I feel as powerful as Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. Smoking on some sours, your girl hitting my phone. But I'm too busy getting money, need a new whip and a home. Still selling zones, a product of my environment. Question why I struggle, my answer, I'm not Iverson. If it was up to me, I would never commit a crime again. Fortunately, reality won't allow me to hide a thing. Social media makes it easier for you to not be you. The numbers don't match at the end, boy. No copy cool. I wish I could live past my prime like I'm Raja Gul. I would make the whole world mine if it was possible. Lyrically, I feel like Jordan in 9-6. The best to ever do it, never needed a conscience. It seems like my music addicted to violence. Every bar that I spit gets seen through conflict. Free M. Co. blast this shit on the island. NinjaNation. Went to the school in Shaolin, AC. Money never let the grind end. Life taught me trust unless more than 5 friends. Ain't it funny? Some killers are backstabbers. Only class in school I learned was mathematics. I feel like I'm not from this world like Atlantis. I feel like I'm the only one that feels that rap matters. I'm dedicated, well medicated off haze, and I'm motivated to get out of my selfish ways. And they hating on me, and it doesn't matter to me, cause I'm getting money. Nothing's free, we getting paid while I'm on vacation, getting head under some shade. Gucci frames, has blue eyes and long braids. She's into fame, do it for the gram, girl, do your thing. Think Lil Wayne, this shit fire off of the brain. I'm a psycho and I write, yo, don't get hyped though. This knife go through you in pipe slow. I'm Michael Myers, I'm higher than the Eiffel Tower. This hour is such an eyeful, and it's survival, and you don't wanna go to war. I go berserk, big blade through his vocal cords. Best rapper, best album, I'ma win both awards. Funny thing about rich people, all of them broke the law. Free M. Co. blast this shit on the island. NinjaNation. Went to the school in Shaolin, AC. Money never let the grind end. Life taught me trust unless more than 5 friends. Ain't it funny? Some killers are backstabbers. Only class in school I learned was mathematics. I feel like I'm not from this world like Atlantis. I feel like I'm the only one that feels that rap matters.
Ladies and gentlemen, this breaking news just in. Oh, we're not gonna show you that yet. We're not gonna show you that yet. What is going on, everybody? My name is SetsBK1, NinjaNation News. Sorry for the technical difficulties. As you can see, when we do these podcasts, sometimes we have a little problem. Much love to everybody in the building. What is going on? We have a lot to talk about. I don't know if y'all still interested in World War II zombies. We had over 100 people watching The Hunt yesterday. But this is all about the news and breaking news at Sledgehammer Games. Dexter, I see you in the building. Sit tight, boy. Sit tight. I got an exclusive statement from a recent former employee of Sledgehammer Games. The hashtag today is going to be irony. Okay, the end of SG Games, who knows? Irony is all I can say. So first and foremost, I want to inform those who might not be informed of what happened today. Okay, so I'm gonna talk really quick. Mind you, I want you to keep the statements of Michael Condrey and Glen Schofield in mind. I want you to keep these keywords in mind. And then when I go back to this statement, I want you to understand something. So today, Charlie Intel just tweeted out, boom, Michael Condrey and Glen Schofield have left Sledgehammer. Now, executives at Activision, okay? Now, I'm not gonna, the link is in the description if you guys want to check that out, but I'm gonna actually read you the statement from Activision, okay? Following the incredible success of Call of Duty World War II, come on, son. Glen Schofield and Michael Condrey have decided to transition from their duties at Sledgehammer Games to new executive duties inside Activision. We thank Glen and Michael for their tremendous body of work on Call of Duty and look forward to continuing to collaborate with them in their new roles. These changes have created an opportunity to elevate one of the key leaders at the studio, Aaron Hallen, to lead Sledgehammer Games. Aaron is a founding member of Sledgehammer Games and the natural fit to lead the team. He has over 20 years of industry experience and has played an instrumental role throughout the studio's history. We congratulate Aaron and are thrilled about the future of Sledgehammer Games, which we believe has even bigger days ahead. Sledgehammer, you might be patting yourself on the back a little bit too much. Whoa, we got a new sponsor, Killer Chaos. What's up? Oh shit.
Let's go do that.
Welcome to the Elite Ninja Squad. Much love. Yo, G, I got your G Morty, I got your message, man. Let me do this podcast real quick and I'll be down to jump in the game with you and we'll stream that. You know what I'm saying? But G, give me a second. I got a couple news to cover. Much love to the new sponsor, Killer Chaos 91 in the building. Much love to the new sponsor. Forgot to do that yesterday, bro. It's all good. It's all good, my ninja. Much love. I really appreciate you joining the sponsor squad. Check out the emojis. We might put the Glen the Michael Condrey emoji as the next one with the devil horns. What do you think? Bite on the barrel, much love. Listen, so let me continue with their statements. Y'all heard the Activision statement. I want to say thank you again to Killer Chaos for the new sponsor, but I want to keep this rolling, okay? I don't feel like a news anchor unless I'm patting down paper or something.
Yeah, you can do it, dude.
I have this. This is just a prop. There's nothing written on it. In fact, my address is on this side. That's why I folded this side down. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, it's our prop for right now. All right, gang. Thank you for the sponsor, man. Let me continue reading this, okay? So let's go into Glen Schofield's statement. Let's go to Glen first.
I've got all the batteries.
Michael and I have been collaborating for over 12 years. In that time, we've made great games that fans have loved, won awards on behalf of our projects, and have lived our dreams. We thank Activision for the wonderful opportunity to create and lead Sledgehammer Games. Now it's time to try other things. Activision has offered me the opportunity to focus my energy on something I am very passionate about, exploring new game ideas for the company. It is something I just couldn't pass up. Working with such a great studio of developers at Sledgehammer Games has been an honor and the highlight of my career. The team is in great hands with Aaron. He has my full support and confidence. Thank you to everyone. Kind of sounds like I don't know what to make of it. You guys make of it. I don't want to judge the guy, okay? But keep their statements in mind, because I do have that exclusive statement from the recent former employee of Sledgehammer Games, and we're gonna add contrasts, compare, and try to piece this little puzzle together, okay? So Michael Condrey's statement is, we founded Sledgehammer Games to bring together a world-class development team with the singular goal of delivering excellence for fans. You kind of dropped the ball with World War II. Just saying, a little bit, tiny little bit. Over the course of nearly a decade, Glen and I proudly grew the studio and watched a new crop of leaders emerge within the team. On a personal level, keep this in mind, on a personal level, I'm deeply grateful to the men and women who have pursued their passion in the pursuit of excellence with us. I'm proud of what we accomplished together. Keep that in mind. Keep those keywords in mind, please. It has been the greatest experience of my professional life. I am looking forward to starting a new chapter of my career with Activision. I couldn't be more excited for the future of Sledgehammer Games and look forward to seeing Aaron lead the studio to new heights. First and foremost, I don't think Call of Duty World War II is that successful. With all the leaks and shit like that, a lot of interest died out in the community. I was tweeting about it yesterday. A lot of people said they're waiting for Treyarch. So I don't know what reports you guys are looking at. As sales, maybe because you duped a bunch of people into buying the game that no longer play it, that sold it back to GameStop for like $6. I don't know, but And I'm not, and me personally, you know me, when we do these podcasts, I want you guys to understand this. I'm not trying to what? Sets, people talking in the background can't hear you. What do you mean? Motherfucker, I had no idea. The mic wasn't plugged in though. I had no idea. Now. Motherfucker. But, you know, exploring. I'm deeply grateful to them. Yesterday, a lot of people said that. And I'm not, and me personally, you know me, when we do these podcasts, I want you guys to understand this. I'm not, because you duped a bunch of people into buying the game. It has been, no one's talking over me. I'm watching. I don't know what reports these fuckers are talking. Alright, so what do you want me to read over? Because I forgot that the Elgato was plugged in and they're in chat waiting for us. Damn, biggest fail ever. Alright, what did you not hear? The Michael Condrey statement? Keep me up to date. I wasn't reading chat, I was reading the statements. Rip Sledgehammer Games. It's only in certain spots. Alright, don't worry about it. Basically, if you guys want to read what I wrote, it's in the description, okay? What I was getting to was saying that I'm not really trying to make any enemies by speaking about this. Oh, it got worse only because I was playing it to check what you guys were talking about, and they were talking in party chat because the chat link was plugged in. Alright. Alright, don't worry about it. It wasn't bad. Cool. So what I was saying was I'm not really trying to make enemies with this, but we do have an exclusive statement from a former employee at Sledgehammer Games, which I'm going to read to you now. Okay? So the employee, and for all privacy reasons, I'm not posting this person's name. You're not going to get this person's name from me. We're not going to go into that, all right? Just because they trusted me with this information and based off the context of everything, they felt like it needed to be known. Now, I'm not trying to make an enemy of Activision, Michael Condrey, or anybody, but this adds some irony to the context of what's going on. It makes me wonder whether the public statements that were released are just to spin the story of what's really going on, because the game is really not that much of a success. So I'm going to post this up on screen so you can see this. And it reads, Michael Condrey and Glen Schofield have zero integrity. They are extremely dishonest and extremely selfish. The only two things that they care about is their own personal bonuses, which is multi-millions. And two, the amount of control they have over their employees' bonuses. They will promise you the world if it motivates you to work your butt off for their benefit. They will promise you huge life-changing bonuses, but at the end of the project, after you've killed yourself, it will go into their pockets. You will literally work 80 hours, weeks, for months straight, and in the end, the only thing life-changing about working here will be that you have no life. These two founders bathe in the blood of their employees. For example, 1 week after the crappy bonuses were paid from Call of Duty Advanced Warfare, with lots of excuses about how bad the game's sales were, Glen comes in bragging about how he paid cash for a brand new loaded Audi R8. Then went to Hawaii for 3 weeks while everyone was still crunching on DLC. To me, seeing them go up to executive positions and having this to contrast that with brings a lot into question. Okay? Brings a lot into question. I forgot, since 2010 it's been since developers left the game left the game in the middle of its DLC. That is a little bit insane, and it kind of leaves me questioning, are the original plans, like we have up on screen a couple of questions. Basically, what everybody's thinking, what the fuck just happened? That's number one, okay? What does this mean for World War II now? Will DLC content be worth it? In this guy Aaron's hands, is the original plan gonna stay, or are we gonna see changes? Does this change the original plan for the game? That's another question. You guys give us your thoughts about what you see right there. And the links in the description will bring you to the statements who I didn't know. That was an epic fail. All right, I'm sorry they were talking over some of the things that I was saying. But it's all good. Yeah, let's open the floor for discussion. In chat with me is my buddy Grizz. We got Tiz and Bobby Schmurda, who you guys were probably hearing talk before. So I'm going to take that statement off. I'm going to come in here and let them know about my epic fail really quick. Because that was an epic fail. It's been a while since I did a podcast, so I forgot how I'm supposed to do these things. I had everything ready. Maybe next time I won't plug the controller in, even though this part is in. So, hello? Hello? Is it me you're looking for? I can see it in your eyes.
Hey.
I just had 2 major fails, okay? So I started my stream when I told you guys I was, and YouTube was bugging. I started my stream, I read everything out, and then I look at chat, because I'm saying I'm about to go pull you guys in the chat, and everybody's like, bro, when you starting the stream? So nothing got streamed to YouTube, even though my OBS was going. So that was one epic fail. Then I restarted the stream. I was doing good, but I had chat link plugged in, and y'all were talking in chat, and I was reading the statements, and they were like, oh, I hear people talking in the background, and I'm like, how? I had the chat link plugged into the controller, but my headset not plugged into the chat link. So they were hearing everything you were hearing, but nothing was coming out of my headset. So 2 epic fails, big news. I'm slapping papers down. Grizz, you made some really good points when we talked about this before. I just read them, all the statements and the other statements.
Nice.
And now it's open for discussion with a couple questions. 1, what the fuck happened? 2, what does this mean for World War II now? Will DLC content be worth it with these upcoming DLCs and not in the hands of the founders of which made this game? Does this change the original
There's
plan?
been a lot of movement.
Let's talk about it. Bobby's in here, Tiz is in here, Grizz is in here. Let's get it. The chat is in here. The chat is litty.
Well, I find it interesting, the timing. The timing is so important because the game just launched. It's 3 months old. Why would you leave a DLC season that you're claiming is so thriving to just move to Activision? And part of the issue is if you're playing World War I, you know that, World War II, but you're playing DLC 1, you know that there's sort of that's conflicting a little bit. The performance isn't as good, you would say, if you're here right now playing, as it was at launch. The numbers there are all they're looking at.
Let me stop real quick because somebody in chat made a really good point just now, and I completely overlooked it. Our streak says,
yeah, go for it.
You realize those 2. I'm not gonna read it. All right, he says you realize those 2 have the power to control the 3 studios now, and what it says is you realize those 2 have the potential to control the 3 studios now, because we don't know what positions they're getting right now, but that is a really good point.
I got something to add to that. I can add something to that. There was recent news as well after what was it, the Q1 conference call that just went down. We actually heard Eric Hirschberg talk, but we know that at the end of this month, I believe it's his last month as CEO of Activision, right? What does that mean? There's an open position. Is Michael Condrey or Glen Schofield going to go for the CEO position?
I don't know.
Will it be that fast of a transition? Because this happened so quick and just literally out of nowhere this just occurred, that they just dropped all of the hard work that they claimed was for 3 years. I mean, they were butthurt over all the leaks. We heard them claim about that, so it's like they were really passionate. That's very possible. They're very passionate.
That strikes me as odd that they leave now.
Were being put out.
After all them claiming that they're so proud of this, like you're saying, why? I know the opportunity is there, but you know Activision, you know, they probably offered them the job, and they could have finished their game. What is so important that they needed to leave right away in the middle of DLC season? They didn't really need it.
And how much pressure does that put on the remaining developers that now don't have the grand plan? They know the grand plan probably, but they have to implement it without the current leaders.
Well, based on the statement that I read before, it doesn't seem like this statement right here, it doesn't seem like they have too much involvement in the game itself to begin with. It feels like, based off of this, if I'm going to say this is completely 100% true, because there's no reason for them to lie right now. They have nothing to lose. What are they going to lose? You know what I mean?
Right.
So, based off of this, they're not really involved too much. They go on vacations. They reap the benefits off the studio's hard work. So, putting this into contrast with whatever they're saying is the reason, do you think potentially the relationships at the company weren't stable and they felt like, you know, let's just move them over here now and let this guy handle it because everybody seems to be more cooperative with Aaron? You know what I mean?
It's definitely a side you have to take, or it's one of the sides you have to take into consideration, because if you don't, then you'd be oblivious to what happened during Modern Warfare 3. Sort of not next to the same thing, but it was close. We had a series of people. Was it only 2? And they brought some of the team with them. But it was at Infinity Ward when they broke apart during Modern Warfare 3, and Sledgehammer stuck in to, you know, basically fill in the gap work there. But that was the last time. You said 2010, I believe, at the beginning of your podcast.
It was 2010.
Yeah. So it's been a while since something like that has happened, but it seems like these positions showed up out of nowhere. Did they just were created out of thin ice or out of thin air? And where did these positions come from? Is anybody asking that question?
I don't know. We have to look at all the sides of it. All the sides of it. Like, how are they? I want to know how they're judging the success of the game. Because, like I said, World War II was the saving grace, at least for me, in my eyes. And I know a lot of people who agreed with me that IW was like a drag, and they couldn't wait for World War II. All the hype was ready. All the hype was real. How did the most hated trailer for a game, which is IW, get more replayability, more everything, more hype, and did it die as quick as World War II? Are they duping us into? They duped us for the sales. Everybody bought the game straight up because it says if you hold down your hand and you cover up World War II, you will buy that game just because of the Call of Duty title right there. Everybody bought it for that reason alone. And they hyped it up so much and failed. No orders, no leaderboards, an incomplete game yet again. There's so many gripes in the community that they should be taken care of because it really takes care of them. The community really takes care of them in their game. It's become popular. It's something they need to focus on making happy. Something that PUBG took from H1Z1 and then Fortnite took from PUBG. They want to make their community happy. That's their #1 focus. If that statement from Activision or from Glen Schofield or whatever that said that we make our fans happy came from Fortnite, I would believe it. But it's not. It's from a company who shovels out their mandatory Call of Duty game and then lets you deal with the bullshit. Like the DLC is interesting more people. I can see that. But now what? With all the controversy, I can see sales going down.
Well, let me ask you a question. Real quick. How many, is this irrelevant? We're talking about World War II zombies, so this should be a relevant question. How many armory credits have you earned in zombies?
What do you mean? Armory credits?
Armory credits. It's sort of our shared currency between zombies and...
4,210?
You've earned that in zombies?
Yeah.
Supply
drops.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So, also in your quartermaster, can you even buy supply drops with Armory credits right now? 3 months after the game's launched. That feature is not allowed. The only way you can do it is by COD points.
So we're supposed to be able to buy that?
You're supposed to only be able to buy that if you're not going to level up in zombies. And that's the only way you can do it. That's the method right now that Sledgehammer has with supply drops.
Missing.
And I wanted to bring that up is because there is something missing here. There is something.
Yeah, we're missing orders right here on my menu. It's in between social and settings. That's been blank for God knows how long. That is an incomplete game. And the leaderboard don't even get me started. Like they and the funny thing is they should have the news about Glen right here on the main menu.
Yeah, that news tab, when has that ever been updated correctly? It seems like if I log out or something and come back in, it changes, but it's not accurately posting a daily message.
True.
I mean, I feel like you're right, there's integral flaws to this game, but is the integrity of the game itself, at least with Michael and Glen, was it to make a great game, or was it just a way for them to get to these spots?
All right, we got to look at it as zombie players because that's who we are, right? But a lot of people play multiplayer. A lot of people in chat are saying that their focus was multiplayer. So if their focus was multiplayer, then why isn't multiplayer at least complete? I don't think they're as passionate about the zombie side of things as Treyarch and the other things are. I don't think Sledgehammer recognizes the actual community that's behind this. The people who sit up for 7 days hunting Easter eggs. You know what I mean? So that side of it, I can agree with that. Multiplayer is more focused on. They came out with a new mode, whatever. But all in all, as a game itself, with Final Reich being leaked, I think that's the only thing that hurt it. World War II itself, to me, is a good game. I love the war mode. I'm a zombies player, and I like the war mode, you know, sometimes. But the zombies, like I keep saying, it's more like a Resident Evil type game where you want to get through the Easter egg once and not do it again, like Final Reich. But now with Darkest Shore, they're making progress. I see it having more replayability with the challenges. It's a little bit more fun. It gives you a goal, progression. You know, you get to earn those characters. I like that. But now with DLC 2, what's going to happen? Are we going to get somebody who doesn't really care about that side, add specific challenges? Like, I don't know. Is it going to go in a different direction?
You see where I think this conversation... I think the conversation gets stale when you just talk about survival only. I think that's part of the issue here is literally we need another game mode to be introduced. It's survival might just not be enough.
Isn't Grossenhaus just the survival map? It's like their giant map.
If you want to call it like that, I mean, I think it was just introducing more of the story. But yeah, they were definitely trying to achieve something like that.
You know, that's like the high rounders map. That's the prove yourself map. Oh, you want to get to 50? Kill the Brenner? That's a hidden challenge. And that's like, very few people can do that. You know what I mean? So that's like a prove yourself type map to me. I like that aspect about it.
I think most people see that map as something we don't even touch. Because I could care less if that map even exists, to be honest with you. I don't ever play that map.
I play it to rank up. It's quick. It's a challenge. I find it challenging sometimes. Just to test yourself. Like, I find it relating myself back in the day when Zombies was first out, before like a lot of people were into Easter eggs. The thing is to like, oh my God, you got to round 20. You know what I mean? Like, it's that type of feeling because it is that tough in there. You have to strategize, and round 20 itself is like a good round to get in Grossenhaus. So it brought that type of feeling back for me. But replayability wise, I wouldn't want to sit in there all day and play it. You know, once in a while I want to test my might, but nah, I don't want to die every 10 hours.
I think it's important you bring that up, because the replayability thing that we're seeing here in DLC 1, it's not there. You play the Easter egg and that's it. So many people go to Fortnite. We see that huge trend going on. And I think it's that style of another gameplay that can hold with survival. If it's not Battle Royale and Zombies, at least coming up this November, then I anticipate it coming to multiplayer.
Look at the...
But it's something else that needs to happen with Zombies just besides survival, I feel.
Look at the new game that just came out. With the, what is that? Rainbow Six Siege or something? With the Zombies mode in it now?
That game's been out for years.
And now they added a Zombies mode to it. I think they're oversaturating the Zombies market, and I feel like maybe that may be, like, I've seen a couple people stream it, and maybe something very interesting, but I think that's like a bootleg version trying to cash in on everybody's love for Zombies. At the same time, like,
that's true.
Would it be like a competitor? You know what I mean? Do you see that being a competitor?
I don't think anything besides Battlefield really rivals Call of Duty on that type of scale. Even when it comes to Zombies, I don't think anything still will come
like,
close.
How is it? Is
but
that like
UIs
a campaign
could be
mode?
different.
Like that game that we're talking about. Is it like a Nightmares from Black Ops 3?
I think they have a really strong campaign and a multiplayer.
Okay.
Yeah.
Would you be more happy with World War II if they were to introduce something like a Nightmare thing, like you said, where it's not just a survival mode, it's like a goal, an achievement, or a progression, levels, you know what I mean? Stuff like that.
I almost think for this game, the only thing, like you said, you were curious earlier, what would save this game mode, and it would be hand-in-hand with orders. And you would need like a weekly Easter egg that you'd have to do and get rewarded for that week, and whether it be a random
like Destiny
drop that you open, something.
That's what you're saying.
Just like their weekly Nightfall.
Like Destiny.
Yes, just like their weekly Nightfall. That would be what would save.
What do you guys think in chat about that? Because that, I think, is a really good idea. Once a week, you got to do this Easter egg for a different thing in it, like shit that you could get in care packages, but instead it's like, here, you're guaranteed the axe if you do it this week. You know what I mean? Or something like that.
Yep. Yeah.
That's very interesting. You know what I mean? Like, you would get a special supply drop at the end of completing the weekly Easter egg, Grod Trophy, or something like that, or Darkest Shore weekly Easter egg, or something. That is a fucking brilliant idea, and if anybody who has any ties to any of these gaming companies, Grizz deserves full credit for that, alright? So, pay him like $3,000
I just want it in.
to lease the idea from him, and then he wants $250,000 on the back end, okay?
Just put it in, I'll be happy.
I want a musical Easter egg. Faye, stop it with your musical Easter eggs. They're not that fun. Other than that,
but I think for the change that we're seeing, it's definitely something to keep an open mind with until we have more information. But I mean, it's sketchy.
It is.
No matter how you look at it, you got to wonder what's up with it. And all of us care about the truth. We want to know the truth, but I'm not going to go out of my way to seek it. But I do definitely want a little clarity moving in here into March and into what we got coming for Xbox, because those guys are just going to get their hands on the map coming up here for DLC 1, and they're probably wondering what's going on too for the rest of this DLC season.
Yeah. I just want to add one thing too that I think would be cool, and it is kind of stealing it from other games and shit, but wouldn't it be nice, let's say, if all your teammates went down and you're the last one alive and you clutch it and they all come back to life, and you have that option to emote like you do in fucking in Fortnite, start dancing and shit,
emotes,
like
zombies.
in zombie emotes.
Zombie emotes. I'll say it over and over. We need zombie emotes.
That would be a
Yes.
funny idea if they're like, this motherfucker's dancing because he brought us back to life.
Definitely need
I'm done.
that.
I'm quitting the game. Fuck you. Take my points.
That's just it. Why do we have all these emotes and stuff that we can earn in our zombie supply drops? Put them in zombies and let us earn those emotes instead, so we can get rid of the
They shouldn't have all
multiplayer
these
stuff in
pistol
our supply
grips and
drop.
shit as well. In the
Oh,
supply
Tiz
drop
is
and
here.
zombies.
You've been quiet
Make it
this
all
whole
zombies
time.
related.
Tiz. By any means, all use add in your input. We got like 20 minutes.
I have been quiet, yeah, but like I've just been waiting to like the right topic, you know.
So what do you think about Michael Condrey? That's because of Michael Condrey is in chat.
I have no idea. Like, I don't know. From the statements and shit, on it, I'll tell you straight. I don't like the two guys. I don't like them. Never have. I haven't done nothing for the game.
Fair.
It's
That's
your
totally
opinion
fair.
on them.
They haven't done nothing.
We
for the
do
game,
have
bro.
good news.
Like, I don't like this game. Like, that
Okay,
much.
we do have good news though. That Cameron has not left. And Cameron's been trying to be the Blundell
Yes,
of
true.
this entire thing anyway. So maybe he has more...
Lee Roth. I won't say Blundell.
You know, maybe he can help. But from what we were talking about before, wasn't he outed as like having nothing to do with the game? Or we got that confused with Glen?
We got that confused with Glen. I mean, I think a lot of people at launch thought Glen was our main man for zombies. And then we realized like he wasn't really teasing a lot for zombies, and Cameron was.
It was Cameron. Cameron was like undercover at first, if you like, until people started like realizing who he was. He was literally laughing at us. Like when I found out it was actually him, I was thinking, oh my god, because I was tweeting like the other two for so long, like asking them about zombies, and all those posted multiplayer. I was thinking, hang on, this isn't right. So then I researched a little bit more and found out there was another worker called Cameron Date, and I was like, ah, there we go, there you have it. So yeah.
One thing I think that's a lot of people have a turnoff when it comes to him is just that he retweets positive comments and not any negative. But he does respond to the negative in a sense of like, we now have orders. So we know that something's coming from all the rush of negativity he's gotten of not it being replayable. These maps aren't that replayable. And so I believe that's their answer, but it might be not until DLC 2, you know?
I do
But
like
a long time. It's a long time to wait, though.
I do like the fact that he replies to everyone. And no matter what it is, he won't give nothing away in any way. Like we've asked him so many times to be really cryptic, or we've asked him for anything, and all he does is just put gifts. He just tweets gifts. Like, I'm just like, really? And he'll never give anything away. That's what I like about it. He doesn't give away too many secrets. Like, I think Lee Ross, when he was tweeting, he'd give away too many secrets, if you know what I mean. Like, I wasn't happy with the amount of stuff he gave away, because it kind of helped the community too much. So, you know, I prefer the way he is right now. He's replying to tweets. He's actually listening to what we're saying. He's the only one that's listening to what we're saying. And I like the fact that he's interacting. Blundell, get yourself a fucking Twitter.
Do you think that the people at Sledgehammer are gonna suffer now, or do you think that it's just gonna keep rolling, just the way it has been since basically based off of the former employee? They had nothing to do with it, and I guess are just jumping ship.
That's what it feels like. I think the entire dev team's going to have a lot more workload on their shoulders. Probably crunch times are going to be a lot more hectic. And if they have it under control, I hope we're wrong. I hope they do have it under control, because they got families.
It can't be finished, because if it was finished, they still have stuff to work on. Like, I don't think all the DLCs are finished.
They've got a lot of stuff.
I don't think anything's really finished. Because if they're still fixing glitches, like every release, in between the release and the DLC season, by the time the DLC season is over, that's when they're actually finished, and they get to work on. They're finished for things with deadlines. Then they get to work on all the stuff that hasn't been a deadline. There's no deadline for orders. They're just telling you, all right, we think it's gonna be this week, and now, you know, now it's oh, by DLC 2 we're gonna have orders like halfway into your DLC season, so you know they're not finished with everything. They're gonna have a major workload on their hands, and I really hope that they can deliver something with replayability for the next game. Keep the Easter egg, you know, not as childish as Final Reichs was. No casual, no tell me what to do. Let me shoot this rock. Let me figure out if it does something. Let me throw this grenade in a hole and play as Chuck Norris. Who knows? I don't know.
It's true. I think where hype was slightly starting to build was when orders did come in right after DLC 1. You could see the tab. And it was impressive in the sense that we didn't get orders in Infinite Warfare Zombies until DLC 3 with Attack of the Radioactive Thing. Once we got that orders tab that was sort of invisibled out, you know, you still can't tab to it. It made it seem like, wow, these guys are way ahead of schedule compared to where Infinite. I mean, of course, they introduced the idea of bounties. We didn't have that idea at all in Zombies until then, but it wasn't until DLC 3. So it seemed like a little hype was building that we were going to have a lot more progress because orders was happening way sooner than anticipated. We're thinking at the latest DLC 3, right? That's where we got it with Infinite Warfare Zombies. But we were going to get it after DLC 1. But since that's being pushed, what else is going to be pushed because of this? Now, that's a good question that we can ask, too. So you might
Brandon, that's a
might
good
not have
idea, too.
Everything done.
A Zombies headquarters, what do you think? Everybody meet up and trade consumables.
Yeah, for sure.
It should have been at Major Hank Reday's place in headquarters already, underground. That whole area that was built. What's going on with that?
Not only in Zombies are they pushing the orders back, they're pushing. They've already pushed the paint job customization for your weapons. That still isn't really. It's in the headquarters. That still isn't out. It took them how long? Just before DLC 1 to get the emblems to go.
It was just emblems, right?
Yeah,
emblems is it right now. Yeah.
Yeah. And they still need to introduce the flak gun event. Like, when is all this happening? Because there's challenges that people want to unlock in the calling cards and things like that. There's challenges people want to unlock.
I'm gonna bring up.
I see random pictures of people.
I'm gonna bring up the irony portion of this, because I'm gonna leave out on this too, because me and Grizz were talking about this. It's funny that I tweeted out yesterday to Michael, to Glen, and to Cameron. And I said, if there was one way you had in your bag of secrets to improve the interest in your current World War II game, how would you do it? When are you going to do it? And please do it. I ask this because I'm generally concerned for the franchise in whole. And I got tons of responses on that. I think that kind of woke them up a little bit, and they called up their superiors and was like, I need a promotion. I need to get out of here. This is a falling ship. Abandoned ship. Michael, you with me? Yeah, Glenn, let's go. Boom. Hit the Batmobile and bounced out of that bitch. But that's just my opinion. Let me know what you guys think.
I love how you wrap that up. Yeah, I mean, it definitely brings up all in all, it brings up the question of what was behind all this. You know, what was the whole cause of Glen and Michael leaving, and why did it happen during the DLC season after it was supposedly so successful on launch? It maybe has been, but where are we today?
So
this could mean this could be the death of this game, honestly.
Possible. It's very possible.
If they had carried on the DLC season with their plans in mind, the plans that they had, instead of getting someone else just to come in, jump in, and then being told what they finish it off, it's going to be different to what they intended. It's not going to be how they wanted it to be. So this could be a make or break for the game.
Okay.
Really cool.
Well, we will see what happens. I'm going to close it out on there. We're going to keep this short and sweet. 45 minutes of straight up facts, opinions, assholes, because everybody's got an opinion and an asshole. And some more ideas for the game. Hopefully you guys at the development team are interested in this, look this video up on YouTube. I'll tweet this to a few devs and say there's some really great ideas in there. Like Grizz brought up, emotes would definitely be fun. A headquarters for zombies would be good.
Emote.
Let us know down in the comments section below
weekly Easter egg.
What you think could improve the game, what you like about it, what you don't like about it. Express all your opinions on this. I want the comment section to be a reference in how the community feels about the game. The real community that plays, that watches YouTube streamers, that wants to know Easter eggs and all that. Everybody that's actually interested in this game, and people who aren't interested. Tell us why. Tell us what turns you off about the game. The only thing that turned me off about World War II was the fact that they leaked the Easter egg a week before it. I was not wasting my time on a fake hunt. That was bullshit to me. Everything else in the game is pretty much okay. I love the new DLC. I have no gripes or complaints. But you guys down in the comments, make sure you guys let me know. Make sure you guys go check out Grizz. Make sure you check out Tiz and my boy Bobby Schmurda. He's serving 9 right now. He probably fell asleep again, but it's okay. He's mad quiet. Love you, Bobby.
Thanks for having me on, man.
Tiz, I'll catch you in a minute. I'm going to unplug this thing now so they don't hear you as I go out. Bye-bye. Boom. All right. You can't hear them anymore, right? You can't hear them? Good. That shit's not plugged in anymore. I sold it. After week 2, there is no live team high round support. True. The game sucks. The whole jug system. Why change it? Tom, like I said the other day, somebody in the development team, as they were having their little brainstorming missions, was like, hey, you know what? Let's not be like IW. Let's not roll out some Chinese version of Juggernog and call it Tough Nuff or some shit like that. Let's make it a shield. And then we'll increase the price every time you go down. So if you're a shitty player, you gotta pay that money. And then they gotta pay for supply drops and all this other stuff. So I think that was the thought process behind that. But like I said, let me know you guys' opinions and thoughts down in the comments. I love these discussions, these podcasting. I'm gonna respond to almost as every single comment, as many as you guys. If you guys bring up something good, we'll have you on another podcast. This is not a discussion that's done. And I feel like a healthy discussion about the game, good and bad things, will bring more people together to figure out in the future what would be best for the community, how you guys want to be pleased. They can use these things as references. I'll make sure to change the title for their names to be tagged on Twitter so that they can be aware of it. You know, maybe it will tag Cameron and shit. But we don't care. I got all the money in the world. All right, Glenn, appreciate you for coming through. Much love to everybody for tuning in. What an amazing podcast. Thank you guys for the good ideas. Brandon, thank you. Cynicus, I see you, my ninja. What is up? Faye, thank you again for the new sponsor, my brother, Killer Chaos. You already know. It's a pleasure. I appreciate all you guys for tuning in. I will see you guys on my live stream in about a half hour. We're going to go hunt that Slayer of Casablanca. So we're going to play some World War II. I'm excited to hunt. You know me. So we'll see what we can find. We got some great ideas for that. But until then, you already know, I have been your favorite ninja. And if I'm not your favorite YouTuber, I'm your favorite YouTuber's favorite YouTuber. Peace.
AAC. Automatic. Like told me humble beginners, my mission not to be known. I feel as powerful as Luke Cage, Jessica Jones. Smoking on some sours, your girl hitting my phone. But I'm too busy getting money, need a new whip and a home. Still selling zones, a product of my environment. Question why I struggle, my answer, I'm not Iverson. If it was up to me, I would never commit a crime again. Fortunately, reality won't allow me to hide a thing. Social media makes it easier for you to not be you. The numbers don't match at the end, boy. No copy cool. I wish I could live past my prime like I'm Raja Ghul. I would make the whole world mine if it was possible. Lyrically, I feel like Jordan in 9-6. The best to ever do it, never needed a conscience. It seems like my music addicted to violence. Every bar that I spit gets seen through conflict. Free M. Co-blast this shit on the island. NinjaNation. Went to the school in Shaolin. AC. Money never let the grind end. Life taught me trust unless more than 5 friends. Ain't it funny? Some killers are backstabbers. Only class in school I learned was mathematics. I feel like I'm not from this world like Atlantis. I feel like I'm the only one that feels that rap matters. I'm dedicated, well medicated off haze, and I'm motivated to get out of my selfish ways. And they hating on me, and it doesn't matter to me, cause I'm getting money. Nothing's free, we getting paid while I'm on vacation, getting head under some shade. Gucci frames, has blue eyes and long braids. She's into fame, do it for the gram, girl, do your thing. Think Lil Wayne, this shit fire off of the brain. I'm a psycho and I write, yo, don't get hyped though. This knife go through you in pipe slow. I'm Michael Myers, I'm higher than the Eiffel Tower. This hour is such an eyeful, and it's survival, and you don't wanna go to war. I go berserk, big blade through his vocal cords. Best rapper, best album, I'ma win both awards. Funny thing about rich people, all of them broke the law. Free M, co-blasted shit on the island. NinjaNation, went to the school of Shaolin, AC. Money never let the grind end, life taught me. Trust unless more than 5 friends, ain't it funny? Some killers are backstabbers. Only class in school I learned was mathematics. I feel like I'm not from this world like Atlantis. I feel like I'm the only one that feels that rap matters.